You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Chief Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Pretty Little Liars After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Pretty Little Liars After Show.
Hello, I feel so fabulous to be back. I've missed you, Pretty Little Liars fans. We are back with another after show. We are in season 4, episode 18, Hot for Teacher. And I am your host, Kelly, and we have a newbie joining us today, right?
Yeah.
So say hello.
Hi, everybody. I'm Francisco Thurston, and I'm excited to be here.
Yay, we're glad to have you. As always, I'm Sarah Giraud. What's up?
Feels good to have a man in the booth.
Yeah, I felt like we needed some of that in this mix here.
We do. I think it'd be nice to get a different perspective on this whole craziness that is Pretty Little Liars.
Lots of girls. And
I know. I've missed the conversation. I've been out for a little while. Things have been crazy, but I'm glad to be back, and there's lots and lots going on. So where should we start?
Oh gosh.
Where do you want to start?
From the top.
Right. Okay. So what's the top? If we have to say the top of this show, what is the top of this show?
Okay, I would say the payphone. Allie's on the phone.
Okay. Now I have a question. Where do they still have payphones like that?
Yeah, that was my first
good
question. Second question, if you're a person of interest, why would you stand in a lit box in the middle of nowhere?
For everyone to see
That
you.
just sounds like a bad idea.
Well, it was at the bus station, right?
Yeah. But, like, hello,
Well,
I'm
where
in
is
this
she?
fishbowl. Everyone can see me.
But that's the question right there. Where is she?
Is
That
Alison?
nobody knows about the whole story of her, because it's been like the hot topic of news around Rosewood, right? Like all around that area for, the last few years. So where could she be that people aren't recognizing her, thinking she looks like this girl that's been, dead, and then the body dug up? I mean, there's been such drama surrounding her death that where could she be that nobody's recognizing her, that she can just walk freely around and not.
But has to be close enough for Shauna to have all this contact with.
To be able to drive back and forth. So I wonder where she could.
Close enough.
Where could she be?
It's another town with the word wood at the end. We have Rosewood, Ravenwood. So, Ravenswood, yeah. It's gotta be something like that.
Probably. So what are we thinking about Ezra? I know a lot of people on, iTunes and YouTube and Twitter have, been giving us a hard time. There's no way Ezra could be A. And, I was thinking about that for a little while. We read all your comments, we take them in, and I was thinking about that, and I was going back through, but this episode just really, really kind of turns him back into the creepy mode.
Yeah.
I don't know how he could not be part of that. Like, what is he doing with all the surveillance and, all this stuff? If he's, really, you guys, if he's not A, then what is he doing with all the cameras?
That's even
spying
creepier.
on all the girls. Then, is he just like a peeping Tom? I'm like, what's going on?
Well, I think the only other option would be that he's not A, but he's working for A.
Yeah.
And that's what I keep hoping is true, but today,
that's still bad enough.
he was so creepy today.
But then the files are all getting sent to him.
Yeah.
Everyone's reporting to him. I'm so
That's what it looks
convinced that
like.
Ezra is definitely A.
Yeah.
Today was the day that I fell
Either
on that
they could be
bandwagon.
reporting to him and then he reports to somebody else, but it looks like he's the guy that everyone's going to.
Right. I mean, we know that there's still at least one other person that's photographing all of the girls, it's following them and sending him all of these things.
Maybe it's Maggie.
Maybe.
That'd be
They're working together. Power
Maybe.
couple.
That'd be
Could
a
be.
crazy hook. Oh my gosh.
Could be. Maybe that's her punishment for that kid not being his.
Yeah.
Now she must work for him.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, that's crazy.
No, but that is. I don't know. Part of me still think. I still don't know if I believe that Toby's as innocent as he.
He always
I
seems
don't
kind
know.
of creepy, but I haven't gotten that vibe lately.
Yeah. I don't think Toby has anything to do with that.
You think he's kind of over that part that
Yeah.
he's honest and all on the good track? I don't know. The show makes you kind of skeptical of everyone.
Yeah.
And I was getting a lot of tweets today that thinking like Aria could be part of the A-team. Like Aria's on the track to be part
Wouldn't
of the
that
A-team.
be crazy? One of the
Yeah.
four
Totally
girls.
be crazy.
I've heard a
out.
lot about that, but I really don't think it is because she's so naive seeming.
Oblivious.
Like, she
Yeah.
seems just like she's dumb.
Well, he's
Unfortunately.
a really good manipulator, though. I mean, listen to the conversations
Yeah.
that he has. He flips things around to make it be like it was her idea in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, that's genius. Like, she was determined. Like, she has the creepy feeling.
Yeah.
Her gut is telling her she
Yeah.
does not need to be there.
She was ready to go.
And he has this way of just flipping things around, trying to make her see things in a different way, and then apologizing and no, maybe you're right. So
Yeah.
then she feels
Yeah.
like, well, no, maybe I do want this. You're right. I want to be with you.
Speaking
And he's
of her
like, yep,
emotions.
your idea.
Yep, just flipping that all around. And that just shows, too, what a master manipulator he is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all of this coordination and, like, all of this stuff, just all the little side conversations that he has individually with the girls, like, he's always saying something, but he's not saying anything.
Yeah.
It's being very,
So-
like, I don't know how, he has a message, but he's being the teacher fits. But he has that creepy, like, awful message behind it whenever he
Yeah.
talks.
That only we know, really.
Yeah.
And and then he's got the creepy basement and the cabin.
Why?
I just don't feel like he's protecting. I do not get a protective
definitely
vibe
not.
from him. I do not at all. I think he's obviously there's a plan, and Aria. He wants to separate Aria from the pack, so
Yeah.
just to kind of start them kind of separating off from each other. Spencer's hopped up on Adderall, acting like a
Oh my
nutcase.
gosh. She is doped up.
She's the one that's really on to him, and she's drawing all these conclusions. But I also love how Hanna is not that far behind. Like she's hanging out with Gabe.
Yeah.
Now
She's
she calls
reading
him
those
Gabe.
crime books.
Now she's really getting it together and learning how to really kind of take the little details.
Yeah. We have to give Caleb some credit for that because he left town. That gave her time to get a little smarter, maybe.
There you go.
Well, she's paying more attention to her
Yeah.
surroundings, really.
Yeah.
She's kind of like listening and just really taking everything in. And she's, not that far behind Spencer, which it was really cool in this episode to kind of see them go head to head. Because you really
Yeah.
always, see Hanna being a little bit more of the flighty one between the two. And this time she was
Yeah.
really kind of putting her foot down and really calling her out. Like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you? You're lying to me. Cut it
Yeah.
out. And, Spencer got very defensive. But just to see the dynamic between those two characters, I thought, at least for me, was pretty cool to kind of see her step up and be like, no, I know what you're doing. Cut it out. What's wrong? She's going on a little stakeout and everything.
Yeah.
She followed her to Ezra's apartment.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I feel like her character is getting very aggressive now. She's becoming
Mm-hmm.
not so much, like you said, the passive Hanna. She's becoming,
she's grown up.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Caleb's left, she's turned into a new woman.
She's
Yeah.
focusing her energies on really like getting, figuring out what's going on with A. She wants to keep her friends safe. She found a note in her teeth. I mean, it doesn't get any
That's
creepier
so
than that.
Yeah.
gross.
Could you imagine being like,
No.
Is that a piece of steak?
Insane.
Oh, no, it's a message. Oh, hey guys.
What did it say? Dead girls can't smile?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, horrible.
stop looking. A.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Oh.
No, but she's afraid for her friends and she's trying to keep them safe. And again, in every episode, as much as they try to be honest with each other, they're always still keeping little secrets from each other, which just tends to kind of always make the situation worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but-
Gives us a little story twist, though. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of glad they keep secrets.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and I mean, we kind of saw, we know that Spencer's on, at least she thinks that she's on to Ezra and that he is A, or at least has something to do with it. But she's afraid to tell Aria because the repercussions could be bad for their
Yeah.
friendship.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty big deal. Like, this is, her first love. They've been together forever, just everything they've gone through. And to
Yeah.
find out at the same time, he's been the one hurting you this whole time.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, could you even imagine?
Would
That's
Aria believe it
horrible.
though? Like even if Spencer told her, would Aria believe it? I think that's what maybe Spencer would be so
Yeah.
nervous about telling Aria, because Aria would be like, "You're crazy. Like there's no way." I think
Right,
that could
yeah.
ruin a friendship.
Absolutely. But then I wonder, is she starting, and again, like when she wanted to leave, I think her gut is telling her there's something not right.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not she's going to listen to herself or she's going to actually let him continue to kind of manipulate the situation is still yet to be seen. But even, you know, when she's at the cabin and he leaves in the middle of the night, and she's looking for him, and he just, like, appears behind her.
Gosh.
Oh, my. I screamed. I was literally terrified.
So funny.
Heart attack.
Just those little, you know, and she gives him, like, this, what, you know, WTF
Where
kind of, like,
were
look,
you?
like, what is going on? Like, this is not okay. Like,
Then she turned into emotional Aria and was like, "What's wrong? I know I was."
something?
Yeah.
well, then she turned into the teenager that she is.
Yeah.
You know?
I think
and then-
that's where he's smart. He knows how to appeal to Aria's emotions and can flip things, like you guys said, and really just go into her feelings and her heart, and that's how he gets her hook, line, sinker.
Yeah.
Aria.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it all, you know, and, you know, when you have a first relationship and you always, anytime the other person feels sad or mad or whatever, automatically is it something? Is it us? Is it us? And that's exactly what her reaction was. Are you worried about us? Like, I know I was acting weird earlier, but I've figured it out.
I'm sorry.
And he totally
happened.
plays on that.
Oh yeah.
And you can tell he's making it up as he's like saying it out loud. Like just the expression on his face, he's just making it up.
Yeah, how does she not feel that? If I was having a conversation with somebody who was doing that, I'd be like, this is BS.
Do you think Ezra really loves Aria though? Do you think it's like something real for him?
I have thought that up until this episode. I thought that maybe he got tied into this whole thing, but he really did love Aria.
Yeah.
But now, today, I'm not so sure about that anymore.
Well, today she really looked just like a piece in the game.
Yeah.
Like it really did. Like the love and all of that I thought that, because I was going back and forth with it too.
Yeah, me too.
That I thought that he had for her, it really kind of showed today, at least to me, that it was all just a game.
Yeah.
I mean, he wanted her at that cabin for some reason.
He
was like, no, isn't there some way you can find some way to get your brother out of the way? You have to be at the cabin. So I was like, what? Why?
Well, he's got to keep an eye. He's got 4 girls to keep an eye on. If he knows at least where one of them is, it makes
Less
it a little
work.
easier, right?
Oh my
So
gosh.
true.
No, but it's sad to kind of to see that, and if it really is going that way, which it really seems to be. I mean, all signs are kind of pointing that way.
Yeah.
I mean, and I can see where the speculation comes in, especially because of how deep and it seemed genuine that their relationship was. So it's hard to really see him as being the bad guy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you go back and you rewatch, some of these episodes, and so many little things happen in each and every episode. So every time you watch it, you see something different and something new kind of stands out. So it just, it's sad. And I was never like a huge, Ezra fan.
Ezra.
Because the whole, he's too old for her. She's she's in high school. That whole thing, always creeps me out. But, I mean, it looked like they were genuinely in love. And, now just to kind of see his attitude turn where he was just really looked like he was just playing the situation. It was sad.
That's why I think that he wasn't in it from the very beginning. I think he did love her in the beginning, but now he's so tied up in this whole A thing that he's starting to feel like it's not worth it to love her anymore, and maybe that's why she's looking more like a piece in the game than really.
So do you think he was A the whole time, or?
Well, that's what we were talking about last week. You weren't here, so we were trying to decide if he was A from the start, but I feel like he wasn't, and this is a more recent thing, and that's why he's acting more aloof with Aria.
That's interesting, but if it all goes back to the guy that Allie's afraid of to be there, then how could he have not been?
I keep doing that.
I think he was A from the beginning, because all those clues that I remember that one episode where they went through and showed everything that kind of correlated with Ezra being A. I think it's definitely him from the beginning.
I don't want it to be.
But I feel like maybe he wasn't dealing with Allie maybe being around, or thinking that she was...
Or maybe he truly really thought Allie was dead for a while, and that's why it wasn't as... And then he was kind of replacing Allie with Aria.
Yeah.
maybe like that's why it kind of seemed more genuine back then. And now that he has a better sense that she, either he knows for sure she's alive, or whatever that whole situation really is.
Yeah.
Then that's how the feelings have been different, because if he's the one, then he's always been obsessed with Allie.
Yeah.
So then no one else is gonna.
Ew.
Maybe she was just a placeholder, and that's how we were like seeing it kind of.
How gross does that make Ezra seem? I'm so
He seems
creeped
like a
out.
creeper creeps.
You know what's even worse is like he doesn't even like look as cute as he normally does in the episodes.
I know.
They're obviously doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
But it's interesting too, just to kind of watch like how he was always like so good looking and cute and charming, and now it's just super creepy.
Awful image.
I can't put a finger on it, but I don't know what they're doing to him to make him less appealing. Like, he has the same hair generally. Like, he dresses kind of the same, but he looks like a psychopath now.
I
think it's like less smiley Ezra.
Maybe.
Like
Yeah.
more like serious and
Like, glassy eyes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely his facial expressions and just like the way he's acting, and it's more like dead stares and like, I'm gonna murder you kind of like murderous
face.
stares,
So, high five to the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's just definitely, definitely crazy. And I think he realizes too that Spencer is onto him early in the episode when he kind of pulls her aside and and starts asking her, what have you been doing that your homework is being affected?
Yeah.
What was the quote that he tells her?
Lousy work something.
He says, sloppy work
Sloppy
leads
work.
to consequences.
Yeah. And he said something about her, like, it's basically like a copy and paste from Wikipedia or something.
Yeah.
Think
So
he
not
knows-
like Spencer.
I think he knows her research, and he's trying to tell her, if you keep going, your sloppy work is going to lead to some consequences.
Yeah.
So,
It's definitely, there's an underlying message
Yeah.
there that he was trying to get across. And then we see him seal her file and find out that she has ADHD and
Yeah.
needs
Never
a
knew that.
prescription.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't know that about her.
No. And, she's like in the, stairwells trying to score some Adderall.
that scene was everything. That girl gave her so much sass.
That was
Oh
really
my
funny.
gosh.
Yeah, if your dad forgets.
Yeah.
Bye.
Give me my $50 and get out of here.
Love her.
Terrible. Kids selling prescriptions.
Yeah.
Just say no, kids. No.
Say no to drugs. It's not worth it.
Drug-free is the way to be.
But it looks like she's like been awake for a week? She
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
sleep at all.
Did you notice there was a sandwich on her desk that she hadn't eaten?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Like,
A
she's going to
random
be
sandwich.
tired and skinny, and she's not going to be looking good.
No, she has, she said, looks like she almost has like black eyes.
Yeah.
She hasn't
Yeah.
been sleeping and her eyes are really
Those
gray.
bags.
Ooh,
Start.
it's not good. You're too young for that, girl. Get some
Yeah.
rest. All right, what do we think about Shauna?
Ooh, good one. Ooh, I think that I want to trust her because I feel like she's helping. But today was the first day that I actually felt like I liked Allie. So the fact that she and Allie are working together makes me trust her.
Okay.
Yeah. I trust Shauna like you.
Yeah.
I think Allie's using another pawn in her game because I feel like that's the only girl maybe that she could trust or has no direct like connection with anybody in Rosewood. So I think maybe that's probably why she's, going to Shauna. But I think Shauna's definitely a good person, but we see in the episode that it doesn't take much to scare her off.
Yeah.
But we also learn a little bit more about her and kind of her sassy ways, and she was investigating all of the girls to kind of get to know them better,
Yeah,
pushing their
that's right.
buttons to see what kind of girl
Yeah.
they really were. And she was taking cues from Allie this whole time. So when, Emily is kind of the one that really kind of gets on her and confronts her and wants to know what's going on, and they have kind of a heart-to-heart, and she tells her, I was pushing your buttons. I needed to see if what Allie said was, really the way. I needed to get to know you to see who I could trust, and, that sort of thing. Which was interesting to find out what her place was, because I always kind of wondered, like, where did she come from? Yeah, they were friends from Georgia, whatever, but what is her place here? Is she bad? Is she good? What's going on? So that was kind of interesting to see, but no, she's definitely a scaredy cat.
Yeah.
It's not.
Scared off real quick.
I mean, I don't know. How brave would you be if somebody like knocks you out in your car,
It's
drugs
true.
you,
Yeah.
Get out of town.
you wake up and like outside of town, and it's like don't come back.
But I guess in comparison to everybody else on the show, she's a scaredy cat.
Yeah, you know, Aria was in a box almost, you know, almost thrown off a train, and she's still there.
Those girls aren't scared for nothing, I swear. Anything could happen to them.
I would have been gone a long time ago.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it has yet to be. We'll see if maybe Shauna's going to go look for reinforcements before she comes back, or if that's, you know, I don't think that that's the last we're going to see of her.
No.
But I don't know. I'm hoping that she'll reach out maybe to Emily, and they can kind of dig into that and see what's really going on. But you know, somebody was definitely waiting for her in her car when she was getting ready to go pick up that package.
We all called it too.
Yeah. Always look in the back seat before you get in.
That music that was playing, I was like, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, we also find out in that whole scenario that Allie's running out of money.
She's broke.
So she really needed that stash of money that was hidden in her room. That's what Shauna was going to pick up from Emily, and she doesn't get it. So now that's a little scary because you know, it looked like she had like $20 to her name. Like, what is she gonna do?
Yeah, that was the moment that I honestly started liking Allie, because I've been mad at Allie. What about you guys? Have you been kind of?
I kind of have been too, especially because of all the flashbacks that we see and what we know of her character. She was not very nice at all to any of them. And it seems like they all became better friends when she was gone.
Yeah.
It's like they were all friends with her, or actually just kind of wanted her approval and weren't really friends with each other. Yeah. And now it's like they've bonded, and no matter what's kind of gone on, there's still, I still feel like there's an actual friendship between the four of them now.
Yeah, definitely.
We kind of saw a little bit of Allie's, I feel like, old character when she was on the phone with Shauna. She was like, do you have the money? Do you have the money? I felt like she's definitely still Allie, but I feel like maybe she's just using another token. I think Shauna's another token in her game, too.
But we did see her a little bit more vulnerable, though, and I think she genuinely is starting to really get scared.
Yeah.
Because if she has no money, like, what is she going to do?
Yeah.
And
True,
we don't know
true.
where she's going. So I think it's a little bit more like panic, too.
Yeah.
But she could have reached out to the other girls, and, you know, she didn't, so.
I mean, I feel like she could definitely trust, like, Emily. Like, I feel like that's one girl I feel like she could reach out to if she trusts her so much. But then again, she broke her trust when Spencer came along.
Yeah.
So it's like, one of those things, like, what am I going to do? Like,
all Spencer had to do was not stomp around in that scene.
seriously, girl.
God.
You know you're in this factory and there's a bunch of loud stuff everywhere and you want to go ahead and knock something over.
Yeah, wear your moccasins next time.
The Adderall.
Yeah, it's the Adderall. She's a little jumpy.
No, but I felt a little bad for Allie, too, in this episode, because I did see that vulnerability, and she really is scared, and rightfully so. I mean, if there's somebody like really digging into her life as deep as what we've seen throughout this whole series, then, you know, she can't even, she's nowhere. She's no one. I mean, we haven't seen Cece in a while. She's a fugitive on the run.
Oh my God.
Do you think that since Ezra is so obsessed with Alison and that whole thing happened with him, he tried to kill her, and if Aria finds out and really believes that Ezra who he is, do you think that he could go after Aria like that? Well, I had that thought in this episode.
Yeah. Well, you know, I wouldn't put it past him. I mean,
I don't think he would spare anyone. He kind of seems like he would kill any of the girls.
True.
Yeah. I mean, so do you remember, you know, earlier in the season, or maybe it was last season, when the girls go and see Mrs. Grunwald at the
Oh yeah,
and they find that room where Allie used to make calls, and she tells them that she pulled Alison from the dirt.
Yeah.
Now, do we think that, you know, he really did that to her, like buried her alive?
I mean, possibly, or maybe it was one of his minions that he had do that to her. But regardless, it happened.
Right.
So
do you believe, because I don't, like, everybody was really kind of skeptical about that. Do you really believe that really happened, or do we not, because there was a body and, you know, all of that stuff? So do you, like, now kind of where it's gone, do you believe her that happened, that she saved her?
It's so confusing, honestly.
Yeah, it's so confusing at this point. I don't even have an opinion on that anymore.
Because, like you said, there was a body. So.
Yeah, there was a body.
like, if Alison wasn't there, then who put that body there, and how did Alison
Yeah, or
get
was
really
it like
pulled out
a
of the ground?
swap? Did the person who saved Allie put the dead body in there? I don't know. There's
That's a whole
weird
nother
stuff
twist.
going on over there.
Well, if I know you guys don't like it when we switch back and forth to Ravenswood, but this kind of makes sense, especially because Hanna was in this episode, and she brought this specific topic up. But she does work for the funeral home, so that's not really that far of a stretch that could have, happened. Because we still don't know who that body is, right?
Yeah,
that they actually found.
They thought it was
been
that
kind
girl,
of going around
but
everywhere.
it was the wrong date.
Right. They thought it was the one girl where they met the friends, and it was kind of a similar situation to what was going on there, but that wasn't the right person. So, I don't know, but
So really, I don't think they finished off that whole thing. They just kind of left it. I feel like maybe they'll revisit that whole situation.
Oh, I'm sure. It seems like they always kind of come back. They leave something open and then we come back to it later.
Yeah, I really hope in the end of this whole series that we get some kind of step by step what everything meant.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah, because I want to know.
Me too.
I know. It's like you have to go back and seriously dissect each frame. Because there's so many things in the background. There's notes.
Yeah.
There's, even say when they were, kind of shooting to Spencer's feet and, she's shaking and she's whatever. But, what do her shoes have to do with it? What's going on? Yeah, her leg is shaky and we know she's all hopped up on speed. But, what, does it have something, is there more significance there because they made 2 references to it?
Yeah.
So what, what does that?
Floppy feet.
Yeah, so what does that mean?
Those shoes, remember those shoes?
There's something. There's always something in all of these, which makes it so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Little hidden eggs.
Yes,
Yeah.
everywhere. Let's see, what else do we have here?
So much that happened.
I know.
Yeah.
There's so much that goes on and on. Do you think that Allie's mom knows?
Oh, we've been talking about that too.
And I know we've talked about it.
Yeah, we did too. I think we bring it up a lot. I thought she knew, but then today they said that she doesn't know.
Or at least Shauna didn't tell her.
Yeah, exactly. But she has this vibe going on. I don't know if it's because when your child dies, you're like, oh, they're living. Their spirit lives on. I don't know if it's that kind of thing that she's giving us, or if it's she literally knows she's alive.
I don't know, because you remember when she first kind of came back on the scene, it was really creepy. She had the bird, she had the room set up the right way, and she kept, she wouldn't change anything. She, she continues to change the sheets. She had, all of that. So I wonder if there are any clues that she's kind of pieced together herself that she, knows, or I don't know. It just seems like everybody mourns in different ways, and I'm not trying to say that there's one right or wrong way to do it, but it just seems a little bit too
weird considering the circumstance that she actually is alive.
Yeah, so it seems like she might know, especially what the person living in the basement and all of that sort of thing, and not being creeped out by it, and I don't know. I've always wondered that.
Unless maybe A is doing something to her mom too, so her mom knows there's something weird going on.
Could
maybe
be.
That's giving her hope.
Maybe.
But if Alison is so broke, and if her mom knew she was alive, do you think Alison could go to her mom if she was that broke?
Well, I don't know. She that's what I'm wondering is if she just speculates, because I don't really think that she knows for sure, because I feel like she wouldn't let her be out on her own. She'd figure out a way to protect her. So I don't think that she knows outright, but I just wonder what has led her to feel so strongly. Yeah. I feel like it's more than just that motherly love and kind of gut feeling. I feel like there's something more to it, and I'm just curious, and I wonder if they're ever going to kind of play into that, if we're going to find out any more than that. I've just always kind of wondered
That would be a twist.
I don't know, because we've said before, there might be something that has to do with the parents, and something like that may have something to do with all of this.
Have we ever
they might
seen
know.
Allie's dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Early on, we did.
I think it was earlier, but no,
I feel like we haven't seen him at all.
We haven't seen him in a while. We haven't seen him in a while.
I barely remember what he looks like.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while, and Jason's gone.
Yeah.
He's in.
So.
what is rehab?
Yeah, something like that.
But he's actually, I think the actor's actually on another show too. So I don't know. So I don't know if he's going to be popping back in anytime soon.
And then that makes me feel like they're just writing for convenience. Like, oh, he wants to be on this show too, so he's in rehab.
Right. So
Works out though.
No, but I don't know. It's like all of that is interesting.
Yeah.
So many, so many things.
So many things.
I don't know, but I want to encourage everybody to please go to iTunes, tell your friends, download the podcast. It's free. Rate and comment. Please let us know what you think. If you agree, what your theories are. We love to get them. And you can also go to YouTube and leave comments and theories there too. Mm-hmm. So what else? You guys want to get into some news and gossip? Do you
know who we didn't talk about?
Who?
Jessie the Counselor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Jessie. What's Jessie's deal?
I think
He's have a big part, I have a feeling.
You think?
Yeah, I think he's creepy, and I think how perfect is that to have somebody working for A, who is the counselor at the school. All the kids go and vent to him, tell him all the drama. Then he reports back to A, who could be Ezra.
Well, they did bond in this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
He called him by his first name, and I don't think, well, Mr. Fitz didn't introduce himself as Ezra to Jessie. Yeah. But maybe they just know each other by first name because they're teachers.
Maybe.
Or staff.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it just seemed weird.
Because he was like, Fitz, like, said it with that, like, tone of voice, like, I know your name or whatever.
Oh, like, I know who you are. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to put a face to the name. Yeah.
Or
So
maybe-
he's like, I'm sure he knows the background with him and Aria.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
All
maybe
that stuff.
what it is maybe Mike told the counselor about Aria and Fitz, and now the counselor knows about Aria and Fitz.
Well, I would think, too, if he's coming in, like, he would, like, know the scandals of the school with the students, especially because that's they're not allowed to really, like, talk or make it seem like there's any relationship going on. Isn't that the stipulation of him and his job and all that with the principal? So I would think that the counselor would have to know that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think he definitely knew more coming in than he's let on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I think even when he was having the conversation with Aria, I think he kind of knew who she was talking about.
I think he pinpointed her. I think he pinpointed her brother and Mona and all these people. That's why I'm so creeped out by him.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about the contact info on Hannah's money? Like, who is she trying to get a hold of?
Yeah.
2 emails and a phone number. Like, where's her money going to, and who's she trying to get a hold of?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who is this? What was it? Basile?
Oh, yeah. It was something with a V. Yeah, something with a
2
V.
emails and a phone number.
That's good enough.
Names we did not recognize.
I feel like those are going to come into play somehow, some way, and they tie into something we just don't know yet.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I wonder if it's like code names for someone or...
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like...
I still think that Dr. Sullivan has got to come back and play some kind of role in this.
Dr. Sullivan.
Yeah.
I still feel, I've said this from like the beginning, I still feel like she's part of this somehow.
Dr. Sullivan and Jessie the Counselor and all these people.
All these doctors, because Ren too, and then we see
His name at the end.
with the prescriptions.
Oh my God.
So are you like what I was thinking is they're going to use these prescriptions to taunt Spencer and give her all the Adderall she needs,
yeah.
and then kind of use her.
God.
To and
throw her into the gutter.
Where she's not gonna know, she's not gonna realize because she's gonna be so dependent upon these
it's a way
drugs
to get
and
her
whatever.
off of
Kind
maybe,
of separated because she's already fighting with Hanna. She's already fighting with everybody.
Yeah.
So then if she tells Aria and they start fighting, and then she's got, I think the drugs can just drive a wedge. I think that prescription it has something to do.
Into it.
It definitely
Something
does.
to do with that for sure. And then all the cameras everywhere. Watching every move.
Yeah, that whole thing where Spencer was like, just like play with me, like act like we're leaving. Like I don't know what that had to do. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to trick.
That's what she was trying to do. Because she's like, I think we're being watched.
Yeah.
She's like, just follow my lead. That's what she says out loud. I just haven't slept. These thoughts are crazy. I don't know what's going on. Let's get out of here. Because did you even hear? Did you even hear what he said? He's
Walk
like,
out, Spencer.
walk away, Spencer.
But why? Like, why? I know, like, don't walk in my apartment, but, like, what did that have to do?
What is he hiding in there?
He's got it, I'm sure.
Like, he's saying it like, if you're smart, you'll walk out, Spencer.
Well, I'm sure he's got something. There's got to be something incriminating in there.
He's like, I have a giant live tiger in there. You don't.
Even when he had like the drawer full of money that Aria found the one time when she was looking for socks. You remember that? Like there's got to be carelessness.
Yeah.
He can't be that meticulous all the time.
And then what is Spencer trying to, like, what game is she trying to play with Hanna to get her out of that? Like, what is she trying to prove? That scene confused me a little bit. She's like,
well, no, because she saw the camera, so she's just like, let's get out of here.
Okay.
So
Don't act panicked and see.
Right, just relax.
Okay.
Don't. Because she even said, like, don't look. Because Hanna was trying to look. She's like, don't look, just follow my lead. Let's just go.
So Ezra doesn't know that we're onto him even more.
Yes.
Okay, I'm on your page now.
Yeah, so that's what I felt she was doing.
That's what I thought
like,
too.
Chill out, don't look around, don't let him know that we realize it. Let's just go, and I'm just nuts. Let's just go.
I'm so creeped out by Ezra. I can't even.
He's all over the place.
Yeah,
he really is.
He is.
Yeah.
Because then after that, she shared all of her info that Hanna had already snooped around and found anyway. But then she explained it all out.
Yeah.
So. And we saw the lair in Ravenswood that is for rent or for lease again. So
yeah.
And obviously he moved it all down to the basement of this cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
Which is even more creepy.
Ugh.
I don't know.
I don't like thinking about these creepy things because like.
But that's what Spencer wants to find, right? It's just like a tie of him to Ravenswood somehow. So that's what she was going to originally look for in the apartment.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll see if she finds it. But I'm looking forward to the next episode, the black and white episode. It looks like it's going to be
I think
really
it's
fun.
so good. The clothes.
Do you think it's like a real episode though, or is it like a fantasy type?
It looked a little like maybe it was just like an over-exaggerated episode, but I think we may get some real stuff in there.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
hoping it's like a real episode and it's just
kind of like the over-dramatic soap opera kind of
they looked
thing.
really cute. So
they
I'm
do.
excited.
They look great. That's fun. Like I like when they do their kind of dress-up episodes. Those are fun.
Definitely.
Those are fun to watch. All right, now let's do
news and gossip.
AfterBuzz
Yeah. And it's perfect because it ties right into what we were just talking about, wardrobe. So you guys know Mandy Line is the costume designer for the show, and she actually put together a clothing line for Aeropostale that is Pretty Little Liars themed. And just a couple days ago, on the 2nd, they released the second floor set. So there's a bunch of new looks available. They're all played off of the characters, our 4 favorites.
Fabulous.
So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
And apparently they're going to release another floor set mid-March. So
fun.
Wow.
keep your eyes peeled.
Very fun.
I have some news.
Oh, really?
Well, Janelle, who plays Mona on the show, is in a show called Edges with her boyfriend Payson. He directed it, and she's performing. Tonight was the opening, but they have one more show on the 11th. There's like a couple tickets left. It's a really cool, like small venue, really intimate. So if you want to see Janelle, Mona perform in a show, 4-person show. I can't speak English.
Is it here? It's here in Los Angeles.
Here in Los Angeles. It's at the Rockwell Theater. If you just Google Edges, I don't know the website off the top of my head. I should have wrote it down, but.
Or if you can go to the theater website, right?
Yeah, yeah. She's performing, so go check her out if you want to meet her or see her perform. She's a really amazing singer.
That's awesome. She's been on the show before, so we love her. So we should definitely we'll tweet out some information after all of this wraps up, guys. So
I'm going to see the show.
Nice,
Yeah.
fun.
Lucky. You'll have to tell us about it.
I will.
Yes. And also we said that Lucy Hale is doing a guest appearance on Baby Daddy.
Yeah, that was in the commercials.
Yeah. So you can just go back and watch that. I still can't deal with that show.
Yeah.
I'm there on Thursdays.
Pretty funny.
And if Lucy Hale's gonna be in the episode, I'll watch it for sure.
Yeah,
She's my favorite.
Yeah, and then her country album seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of gotten good.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so lots of good things from these girls.
And one last little thing. It's more of a shout out. Our drug dealer in this episode. You might have recognized her. Her name's Nikki Suhu. She's from Stick It, The Lovely Bones, and a number of other awesome things. I actually went to high school with her. Went to Orange County High School of the Arts. So, hey, Nikki, what's up?
What up, Nikki?
Nice job shaking down Spencer.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All right, let's get into prediction.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
It's new. Do you like
was
it?
new. That was crazy.
Wow.
What happened to all the lights flashing? Oh.
Yeah. Man.
All right.
Oh,
there it goes.
There we go. We all just had a seizure.
All right, what do you guys think is going to happen next, coming up?
I want Aria to find out the truth.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
You know that's not going to happen right away.
But I want it.
I think Spencer's going to tell her, but Aria's just not going to have it.
There's going to be a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that could kind of lead to all the speculation of Aria going to the dark side?
Ooh.
Oh. Do you think that maybe she'll distance herself from her friends once they tell her, and then she'll side with Ezra, and then he'll be like, okay, I have to be honest. I am involved, but he won't. He'll tell her that it was a lie, that he's actually A. He'll say, like, I got tangled up in this mess. I don't know how to get out. I need your help. And then they'll team up somehow.
Ooh, I don't know.
But then that'd be so repetitive, because that was like the Toby and Spencer thing. So I hope that's not how it goes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would be really mad, because I don't want her to be bad.
I don't know. It's really hard to believe that it would go that way. But again, I really didn't think Ezra would be A. I was very shocked by that revelation. So, who knows?
Anything could happen.
Anything can absolutely happen.
I don't know. There's so many possibilities, so many different roads that you can go down. I know Spencer's probably going to be real crazy the next episode.
What if it turns out that it's Spencer's dad the whole time? That's the puppeteer.
Oh my God.
Ooh, just running the whole town.
I'd be like, we'd all be like, we knew he was evil.
I don't know. But hopefully Emily's dad's going to be okay.
Yeah.
He was, seems like it's not too serious. They're watching him, so it looks like he's going to be okay. But I'm excited for this black and white episode next week.
Me too.
And, all kinds of fun stuff coming up. But thank you guys again for hanging out with us. Make sure to, like I said, rate, download the podcast on iTunes. Go to YouTube, leave your comments, and follow us here at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter and Facebook. And you can follow me at Kellie with an IE079. Where can they find you guys?
On Twitter, at SarahGGG, as usual.
You can find me on Twitter at TheFrancisco, Instagram, Francisco Thurston, and on Facebook as well.
And we'll see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.